Mary Vincent wakes in her Ontario bedroom. Can't move, can't scream. And there, in the corner, is a figure. Tall, featureless, wearing a wide-brimmed hat. She tries to turn her head away. Her body won't respond. The figure just sits there, completely still, and she knows, with absolute certainty, that it's watching her. This is the Hat Man, and millions of people across the globe have seen the exact same thing. The Hat Man first gained widespread attention in the late 2000s when internet forums exploded with reports. But shadowy figures during sleep aren't new. Throughout history, people describe nearly identical encounters. A dark, humanoid form, always wearing a hat, appearing when they're paralyzed between sleep and waking. Ancient Greeks blamed gastric disturbances. Medieval Europeans called it sex-crazed demons sitting on chests. The Inuit saw evil shamans stealing souls. But in the modern era, this shadow person earned a specific name, the Hat Man, and the reports are disturbingly consistent. She's lying in bed, drifting off to sleep. Her eyes are closed, but her consciousness is still there, hovering between waking and dreams. Then she feels it, a presence in the room. She forces her eyes open. The darkness is thick, but there's something darker. A shape. Humanoid, but wrong. Standing in the doorway. Tall, maybe 7 feet. Completely black, like a cutout in reality itself. And the hat. Wide-brimmed, old-fashioned, like something from a noir film. She tries to move. Nothing. Her arms won't respond. Her legs won't shift. Even her head remains frozen, locked in position, forcing her to stare at this thing watching her. It doesn't move, doesn't speak, just stands there. And somehow she knows it's looking at her, even though it has no face, no eyes she can see, just darkness. The terror is overwhelming, not because it's doing anything, but because it's there, and she's helpless. Seconds feel like hours. Finally, her body unlocks. The figure vanishes. Or was it ever there? The fear, though. That's real, and it stays long after sunrise. The reports span decades and cross every culture. Researcher Timothy M. Brown Jr. launched the Hat Man project in the early 2000s to catalogue sightings. Hundreds of accounts poured in. The description is always eerily similar. A tall shadow figure, 6 to 10 feet tall. A wide-brimmed hat, sometimes a fedora, sometimes a top hat, occasionally a gaucho-style western hat. A long trench coat or cape. No discernible face, though witnesses insist they can feel him staring. He appears most often during sleep paralysis, that terrifying state when your brain wakes up before your body does, leaving you conscious but completely immobile. But here's what makes the Hat Man different from other sleep paralysis hallucinations. Witnesses across the world, who've never heard of each other, describe the exact same figure. Same hat, same coat, same cold, watching presence. Dr. Balan Jalal at Harvard's psychology department has documented thousands of cases. The consistency is what disturbs him most. A different account, different circumstances. This witness wakes in broad daylight. Not sleep paralysis this time. He's fully awake, walking through his living room. And there it is, the Hat Man, standing in the corner, motionless. The witness freezes. The figure is solid, casting a shadow, blocking light. It's not transparent. It's not a trick of the eye. It's there. He blinks, still there. He moves his head. It doesn't follow him with its gaze, but somehow he knows it's aware of him. The presence is oppressive. The air feels heavy. A wave of dread washes over him that he can't explain. Pure, primal terror with no logical source. He backs out of the room. When he returns minutes later, it's gone. No trace it was ever there. But the feeling lingers for days. And then he goes online, searching for answers. That's when he discovers he's not alone. Thousands of others have seen the exact same figure, same hat, same overwhelming dread, same inexplicable terror of something that, by all accounts, just watched. Scientists point to sleep paralysis. During REM sleep, your brain paralyzes your body to prevent acting out dreams. Sometimes consciousness returns before paralysis ends, creating a waking nightmare. The brain, trying to explain immobility, generates a threat, something holding you down. Cultural priming shapes what you see. In cultures fearing witches, people saw hags. In modern America, we see shadow figures. The Hat Man might be our era's Freddy Krueger, the hat-wearing killer from A Nightmare on Elm Street, now embedded in our collective unconscious. But that doesn't explain daytime sightings, or why people who've never heard of the Hat Man describe identical details. Some researchers suggest he's not a hallucination at all, but something feeding on fear. A supernatural entity that appears where terror is strongest. UFO-logists wonder if he's an observer from another dimension, studying humanity. Paranormal experts like Rosemary Ellen Guiley propose he might be a shadow person, a being existing between our world and another, taking human form imperfectly. The hat, she theorizes, might cover an incomplete head. No explanation fully satisfies. Because the Hat Man appears to people who don't know about him, under conditions science says shouldn't produce consistent hallucinations, and in ways that defy our understanding of consciousness. Maybe the question isn't whether the Hat Man is real. Maybe it's why our minds, or something else, consistently create this specific image. A tall figure in a hat, watching from the darkness. What does that say about human fear? About the terror of being watched when we're vulnerable? About our deepest anxieties taking shape? The Hat Man represents something primal. The fear of the unknown lurking just beyond sight. The dread of being observed when we can't defend ourselves. Throughout history, humans have given form to this fear. Witches, demons, shadow people. The Hat Man is our modern version. And whether he's a glitch in our brains or something genuinely watching from the dark, thousands of people know they've seen him. And that's what makes this truly disturbing. The Hat Man is still being reported. Right now, someone across the world is waking up, paralyzed, staring at a tall shadow figure in a hat. They don't know they're part of a pattern. They just know the terror. So the next time you wake in the dark, unable to move, remember, you're not alone. Others have been there. Others have seen him too. And he's still watching.